Today, the war on acorn crashed headlong into your back fat, your potbelly, diabetes, bad teeth. Today, the conservative PR machine that has helped lead the war to destroy this community group, Acorn, got outed. They got outed as a pay-us-to-say-anything corporate farce that would not only sell you the idea of this community organizing group for poor people being the death of the republic, they'd also sell you anything they were paid to sell you. If you don't believe me, again, watch this.
Do you see the one responsible for you gaining the weight?
It might be that corn sugar. Which one has the most calories?
They all have the same amount of calories, and they're processed by the body the same way, too.
I've seen that high fructose corn syrup guy on the news. Maybe it was him.
You mean you're making all this stuff up without any proof? You're free to go.
No!
A sugar is a sugar. Find out more at sweetscam.com.
Sweetscam.com. Here to tell you to drink all the high fructose corn syrup you want. It's good for you. Feed it to the baby. That TV ad is now running nationwide. At MSNBC, there conveniently is a doctor on our payroll, Dr. Nancy Snyderman, who fact-checks this sort of stuff on her noontime TV show.
High fructose corn syrup is made from corn, and here's the problem. It is married with fat and put into a lot of the processed foods you like, may rewire the brain. I think it's a real cause for obesity in this country. Total spin. Great PSA, though. Just not true.
Just not true. But this thing is a major campaign. That new national TV ad they're airing with the guy in the corn suit, it's paired with a ginormous full-page print ad, which ran in yesterday's New York Times. Anyone who sees any of these ads and surfs on over to sweetscam.com to learn more will find an entire website bent on convincing you that sugar, even lots of sugar, like you can get all at once in the convenient form of high fructose corn syrup, is great for you. When you get your Captain Crunch going in the morning, be a sport. Pour some strawberry milk over that instead of regular milk. Or maybe try Mountain Dew. Sprinkle some sugar on top, wash it down with a bucket of Hawaiian Punch and a cookie or 7, then enjoy your day. Sugar is great for you. Sweetscam.com is brought to you by something called the Center for Consumer Freedom. The Center for Consumer Freedom is headed by, Rick Berman, the D.C. public relations guy who runs these operations as nonprofits, so they don't have to disclose the names of the companies that fund them. Rick Berman's Center for Consumer Freedom is not just here to convince you to stop worrying about sugar. They also link to their other sites, like transfatfacts.com, where under a picture of a delicious-looking cheeseburger and meatballs, you can learn how, at least according to transfatfacts.com, trans fats are actually good for you. Quote, trans fats contain a compound called conjugated linoleic acid, CLA, which has demonstrated beneficial health benefits, including fighting cancer, enhancing immunity, and decreasing artery clogging plaque. Eat more cheeseburgers. It'll unclog your arteries. Rick Berman is also behind fishscam.com, where you can learn how the tiny amounts of mercury in fish aren't harmful at all. The homepage at fishscam.com even just flat out says, pregnant women should eat more fish. When it comes down to picking a favorite, though, I personally find it hard to choose. Between Rick Berman's PETAkillsanimals.com, which is all about how the radical pro-animal group is actually secretly full of animal killers, and Mr. Berman's sunlightscam.com. If you've ever been prey to the myth that tanning could lead to health problems like skin cancer, sunlightscam.com wants you to rest assured that according to them, tanning beds actually fight heart disease and breast cancer and stroke and even osteoporosis. Sunlightscam.com had its own TV ads as well.
Go get a tan. Your body will thank you. Brought to you by the Indoor Tanning Association.
Yes! The totally unbiased Indoor Tanning Association, and of course, Rick Berman. Mr. Berman also heads up an organization called the American Beverage Institute, which claims to fight against drunk driving, even as it argues against DUI checkpoints and campaigns to relax drunk driving laws around the country. To accomplish those lofty goals, Mr. Berman's American Beverage Institute attacks Mothers Against Drunk Driving. They're against Mothers Against Drunk Driving, which of course is a group made up of mothers and fathers and family members and friends of drunk driving victims. Attacking Acorn is working out great for Republicans right now. It allows them to create a boogeyman to blame for all the nation's ills. It allows them to take down an organization that registers lots of Democratic-leaning voters. Attacking Acorn is also great for business interests that don't like what Acorn does, things like fighting for a higher minimum wage. And that side of the war against Acorn is being waged by the trustworthy PR man who's also brought you the news that trans fats and mercury and high fructose corn syrup and tanning are all good for you. And drunk driving is freedom.